You're now listening to the Sports Sips.
All things sports, the Sports Sips. You know what time it is?
Welcome back.
Let's do it.
What in the world, Al, is better than a dub and then a bye week? Nothing.
It ain't nothing better than that.
I mean, absolutely nothing. That being said, appreciate you guys tuning in. It's the Sports Tips. You guys know we truly appreciate it. Make sure you like, subscribe, do all the good things you got to do to help us grow. Share, repost. And you know what it is. But we have it's a late night. We have a few things to touch on. We'll get into the trade that happened today. We'll get into his Eagles offense back with Kevin Patullo, Jalen Hurts, Nick Sirianni. But before that, let's touch on
the win.
The most important thing. I mean, the reason the team even shows up, right, is for dubs. Let's talk about this Eagles versus Giants recap. Great game. You kind of seen a little bit of that what we did in the Vikings game kind of show up in the Giants game. This time flipped, right? Because the run game was crazy. 200-yard rushers. Saquon with 150-yard day, a couple touchdowns in the air, on the ground. Tank Bisbee showed up.
We whooped their ass, man. We whooped their ass like we were supposed to do, man. That's it, man.
Bottom line.
That's everybody came clutch. Everybody did their thing. The Jahan Dotson, everybody.
Yeah, everybody. And Jalen with a 4-touchdown game. I know Nick wanted to preference this, and you could kind of hear it in some of the pregame speeches with the players. This wasn't a revenge game. I think they felt we were embarrassed, and that's not happening again.
Hell no.
And we're not letting them walk in and take over anything.
And let me tell you something, bro.
And they showed out.
It felt good watching these Giants fans just cry all week, just crying about flags, crying about this, crying all this.
And the officiating was terrible.
It was. No, it was. It was pretty bad.
Yeah,
but a lot of that shit, it was both sides, man. Like I don't want to hear none of this. And y'all didn't come to play. I know you had a few injuries, but let me tell you something. Shout out to Cam, Scatterboo. Hope everything goes well with him. Big ups to him.
Cam. Yeah.
But even with him in the game, y'all was gonna lose the game.
Yeah.
With all
even
respect.
with the fumble, even with the touch push fumble, you were still gonna lose.
Let me tell you something. And I know I don't want to go all over the place. We could probably get into the stats. Let's get into the stats, and then we could talk about the controversial plays and all that good stuff.
All right. So we kind of went over it a little bit. I think just overall, we'll go over the offensive takes real quick. Because defensively, I feel like it kind of is what it is until we held out some things, but they held up. But just offensively, it was good to see the team function. I do think that was the most 2024-ish Eagles, the 2025 Eagles would look like, if that makes any sense. They looked really good. I'm not really hoping that they look like the 2024 Eagles. I mean, I know that sounds stupid because that team won a Super Bowl. I'm just hoping they find themselves, period.
And that's what it is. That's what it's about.
Seeing Jalen under center, especially him being critiqued that he probably can't do that, and watching him do it efficiently.
Not that he can't do it, that he doesn't want to do it.
Or he doesn't want to do it. There you go.
Yeah.
That being said, all those things looked amazing. And it was a 4-touchdown day game, no AJ Brown, and the offense flowed. And I'm not a big AJ Brown fall for the bait and all this thing, but I do think it was important for the Eagles to look good without him on the field, because I've seen conversations like, it sends a message to AJ. I'm not necessarily on that, but I think it sends a message to the team itself, like, yo, if we just play our role, we're gonna win games. And imagine if we have AJ, and imagine if we have that, like we can be great, if we have good play calling and the quarterback is executing and the offense is doing what they have to do and the offensive line is blocking. So that was kind of some of my major takeaways from the game, to be honest with you. How about you?
I think this was the first game, like I told you, the first game I felt like everything flowed just perfectly. I think besides the penalties early or whatnot, like I was never sitting back thinking like, hey, this looks bad. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Like I feel like everybody, I mean, second touch of the game, Saquon runs for 65. Like you haven't seen that in a long time. So like, I just
Yeah.
felt good about the offense. Honestly, I
Yeah.
just felt all
And
around
it,
just felt
it,
good.
it felt like every call, um, and I think the importance for me in an offensive coordinator is every call to make sense, to feed off the back of the call that you previously called, right? If you it just needs to make sense. It needs to be like it just when the offense is flowing, I just need the calls to make sense, to have a purpose.
No,
And I think that's how it felt
and
today
you
more
saw,
than any other game.
and I think like watching the game, I know we went for a field goal and we missed it. Had we not gotten that flag, we was being aggressive. It was like 4 and
Yeah.
3. We were
I
going
still
for
would
it.
have went with it. I'm not gonna lie, 4th and 8, I
Yeah,
still would have.
I would have too. But what I'm saying,
100%.
4th and 3, I felt like 2 or 3 games ago, we probably
Yeah.
wouldn't have went for that. So I felt like
Yeah.
the aggressiveness was there. Like you seen the 20, and I hate harping on the 2024 season,
Mhm.
but like you seen that offense that went for it, that was aggressive, and you saw that,
Yeah.
shit. But
And but before we move on to like the officiating, because we'll touch on that briefly, just the officiating, because
yeah,
I'm not falling for the bait.
nah,
But before we get into officiating, um, we'll lay off KP for a little bit. I think he's earned the bye week. Regardless of the fact of how we feel, we're 6-2. This doesn't give me 2023 feels. Um,
yeah, that was the biggest thing. It's not that it
um,
wasn't, you know,
and the game
2023.
though, overall about the game before we move on to the officiating, it it was Eagles football, and like honestly, that's all that matters. Like just physical football, together football. The bullshit that Nick Sirianni preaches about, togetherness and all that. That's what it felt like on the field. Um, and hopefully after the bye week,
And to add on to that, I do want to say that like beginning of the season, we were like, yo, what is Nick Sirianni? Like he
yeah,
can't play call, he can't do this, he can't do that. But I do think it's a big thing that he could flip it around. He's done it multiple times where he
he
could just flip
listens.
around. He listens, he adjusts, and that's something
Yeah,
huge. We don't really see that. Like, like 2023 is probably the only season that we didn't flip it around. But man, every time he
yeah.
finds a way to get wins, bro.
I think that's the best point made tonight so far. Like Nick Sirianni's ability to like listen, and the reason we say this is because that we hear all the time if there's an offensive problem and the players talk to Nick. Honestly, except for that ending of 2023 where a lot of things went wrong,
Yeah,
um, there's always an adjustment, bro. If you look at 2021, there was an adjustment. 2-5 made the playoffs. If you look
right.
at 2022, the defense needed help. They couldn't stop the run. The offense wasn't. You turned it around. We had a rough Colts game.
Mhm.
Everybody thought we were finished. Made it to a Super Bowl. Performed well in the Super Bowl. We didn't win that year. 2023, like I said, was a little bit. It was a funky year. I think the coordinators mattered that year, like their inexperience and like honestly never being a part of anything that
Yeah,
big was it showed, especially on the offensive side. And then you see it 2024 after the bye week, and then you see it after the players talk about how predictable the offense is. Regardless, that was a great point. Like Nick finds a way to turn it around all the time.
all the
Um,
time, man. All the time, bro.
you know what? Before we even get into the officiating, because we'll talk about that. Do you think the Eagles' offense is back? Before we get off of this topic,
I think it's a good step forward. I'll say that. Like, I feel like I got to see it against Green Bay. Hopefully, we can keep it up. I think, like you said, let's lay off Kevin a little bit. Pause, but let's just chill a little bit. But
yeah,
I want to keep in mind that it is the Giants,
yeah,
but the play calling looked a lot better.
I agree.
That's all I can say.
The one thing I would say before we move off of this, I agree. I think he's earned for us to not be on his back, but some of the plays are still the same plays, and like they it kind of frustrates me watching the same thing.
But you saw different shit too. Like you saw him
Yeah, yeah.
bring in
You did,
extra O line there.
no,
You
you saw
saw him.
them.
You feel
Yeah.
me? Like you seen that. You seen
No,
that.
no, no. You seen the O line moving like that was the
Yeah.
biggest thing. You seen a Toth pulling that
Mm-hmm.
getting these guys moving downhill, especially the O
Yeah.
line. Like that's what makes us such a great team. Move your O line, have them move their feet. Like their athleticism is what is the difference on the field. So that was
Yeah.
good to finally see them actually move.
Yeah.
Officiating before we off the Eagles Giants game. Um, I have a little conspiracy, but I'm gonna save that for after
You got a little
the
conspiracy.
Giants hate.
Let me. I,
The Giants
yo,
hating
Dable, you a
on the officiating.
bitch, yo. I know the officiating, but yo,
Yeah,
Dable's a bitch, yo.
yeah,
Yo,
yeah.
I never seen somebody cry to a ref and the ref tell you, yo, we not gonna overturn it. We're not gonna overturn it. And you still throw the flag. Like, yo, like what are you
And
doing,
I
bro?
think people like people were saying nah, Dable was right. Throw it,
He
make
was
him
like,
watch the flight. Yeah,
like, come on. Like,
yeah,
bro,
yeah,
chill out, bro. Like, and
yeah,
we lost like 2 weeks ago. But what you did, we didn't have a problem. We was on vacation. But what you did in the medical tent, that's crazy too. Like
yeah,
you mid game, like, and you running inside a tent, bro. Like you
yeah.
that desperate for this win, man. Like you
How'd you
just get
feel about the
desperate.
officiating? Do you side with the
Okay.
Giants?
Hell no. Look, let me tell you something. On the tush push, the
Go
play
ahead.
before that, that was a first down. I don't care what nobody tell me.
Or
That
a
was the first
penalty.
down or a penalty, whatever you want to chalk it
Smack
up.
them out of bounds.
Right?
Yeah.
That one. You had then the bomb with who was it that was it Slayton? I don't know
Yeah, yeah,
who
yeah.
it was.
Slayton and Mitchell.
He pushed off, right? But the play before that, it was a fumble. They called it we
Yeah,
had a fumble with Dart. They called it wasn't a fumble. Like a lot
yeah.
of like
I would like to see. Go
wait,
ahead
hold
while
on.
you finish.
Nah,
Go ahead.
and then they sat there and talked about all this whistling shit. What about the whistle when we was hitting the field goal? And all these whistles was like nobody talk about that. Like stop, yo. Like I said, shout out to Cam, and then it's old. Scatterboo went down. We would have had no, y'all wasn't gonna have shit, bro. Y'all was going to lose again. Yeah, y'all was gonna lose every day. Yo, it was written. The shit was written.
No, I think the minute they tore their shirts off, I think it was over. And like I'll like no matter what, I'm on that forever. You shouldn't have tore your shirt. I think if they, the first
I love
in the
seeing them
big
cry.
picture, I do think them losing last week game rolled over into this week, and I think their season is like officially over. Like I think it was too much of a it was just too much of a big loss. And I'm sorry, I'm here looking for the penalties.
But let me tell you something. It was nice seeing them cry.
I
It
mean,
was
look,
it was
look,
nice.
Eagles had 5 penalties for 30 yards. Um, Giants had 7 for 54. I mean, whatever.
I think their point is like it
Yeah.
was key points in the game
No,
that
no, no. But I
could
was
have
just trying
switched
to
it around.
no, and I agree with that. And this is where my I'm not even going to touch on the penalty shit because it happens every week. It is what it is. But the little conspiracy I have is I've thought from the beginning of the season till now, like they're gonna call the tush push like that. They're not gonna call off offsides. They're not gonna call the fumble. I think it's purposely. Like I think how do you get the play eliminated? Do you get the play eliminated by flagging it all the time? No, right? Because that's a
Yeah.
form of stopping it. They're jumping off sides. They fumbled the ball, right? That looks like
Yeah.
if you fumble the ball, it gives you actually more of
A
a
chance.
reason to keep it to
Yeah.
say, yo, look, like somebody stopped it, they fumbled the ball. I
Yeah.
think the best way to get it out the game is to not officiate it properly because that'll be the excuse this offseason. It cannot be officiated properly. We can never see the Eagles jump off sides. No, that's impossible. Now, I mean, or the false start, we never see it.
Mhm.
Oh, he didn't fumble because we can't see it in that pile. Like a bunch of bullshit. Like
I'm gonna be honest with you.
but that's how
so,
you get it out.
I'm so sick of the tush push. I actually
No,
want
but
it to be
no,
gone.
and me too.
Like
I
I
want it
want it to
gone.
be gone.
Everybody has a form of it now, so I'm good. So just eliminate it.
Yeah.
But I'm done with it personally. If it was third and short, like instead of the tush push, I would just run it. I would use it as very minimal as possible. But that's just a preference because also like during the game when I see it, I'm gonna yell for the tush push. Like why not? Like it's
Yeah.
automatic. But anyways, that's just my
Nah, but
little
before you get
conspiracy. I
off it,
think
yo, let me
it's
tell you to all you Giants fans, y'all are bums, bro. Y'all bums. Y'all done talked a lot of shit. I'm happy y'all lost. Y'all bums. Enjoy y'all off season. Enjoy picking top 10 again, top 5, and missing. Enjoy all that shit. Enjoy.
You said it best. I'll leave it at that. Now, most importantly, is it Howie season? All right, it's the bye week.
Yeah, we love it.
You got the trade deadline coming up. Eagles already made a move during the bye week. They trade for Michael Carter. In return, we send over John Mechie and what, a 7th round pick?
Yeah, I think it was a 7th.
Yeah, 7th round pick. But the interesting thing about that is, he primarily plays nickel. He plays inside. He doesn't play outside. We've heard Vic Fangio say he doesn't want to move Cooper Kupp out. Cooper Kupp, hear me out. Cooper DeJean outside. Yeah. Does he do it?
So my take on this is that I think the job is Bennett's job to lose. I think this is a good trade. I think it's just for a body there. I do think they're gonna give Bennett the shot, see what Bennett does. And if they don't, then they're just gonna move DeJean outside. Now I know you don't want that, but then you have a corner that could play 85%, that played 85% of the snaps in slot and can do it. But I don't think he's coming in here taking anybody's spot, to be honest with you. I think they're gonna give it to Bennett and let Bennett work it out and see where it goes from there.
I'll be honest with you. No, I don't. I think it's an actual. I don't think it's just a body move.
Like, I think
no. I think they're going to gonna use him outside. They're gonna.
Oh, you think they're gonna?
Use him outside? No. They're gonna use Cooper outside. Like, I do think it's gonna happen. I think we've seen it a couple times this season. And I think it's a bad move. I think you leave Cooper inside. I think Cooper closer to the line of scrimmage is important. I think I think he dominates in the inside. Just let it be. But something tells me, and I'm not this big technical football guy, but something tells me with the addition of Nakobe Dean, who Vic Fangio just straight up loves, and you've seen it because Campbell, whatever snaps he had last week, 21. Like, I don't see how you do that, but obviously Vic has a lot of trust and he loves Nakobe and Nakobe plays great.
Yeah, sure.
But maybe he feels, with Nakobe there and Campbell, maybe he can push Cooper outside and
still have that aggressive.
Have that aggressiveness, toward on the flats or at the line of scrimmage or whatever. But I don't know, man. I wouldn't mess with something that's working. I wouldn't create.
That's why I don't. That's why to me, that's why I don't feel like it is. I just think, how many times have you seen we do a trade and it works out for us, right? And then you're bringing in a player that has no offseason with us, hasn't been training. Bennett's been hurt. He knows the offseason. He's been training with us. He's been practicing with us. I just think you got to give it to Bennett until he loses it. But I don't think he has gotten a fair chance.
But I agree. But I think Vic has shown time and time, if he doesn't like you, he doesn't like you. He's not going to play you. He's just not. Like,
all right. So then we hear you. But then it's like, all right. So then what we gonna do? You've been saying already for the past 2-3 weeks we're not moving you outside. So then what are we doing? Like, it doesn't make sense. Or you don't want to move him outside.
Yeah.
But then now you go get a corner that just plays slots. Like, it's slot. It just doesn't make sense. I think you give Bennett that shot. I don't think and that's very easy to do. I can't just put in. Look. I just can't put somebody not off the streets, but someone that hasn't been here and just give them that spot. That's just me. I know the bye week, everybody's like, oh, we got a bye week. It'll be no, man. No, you give Bennett the chance to lose that spot. We gave Keeley the chance, give him the shot, man. We gave Adoree the shot. Yeah. Give Bennett the shot, man.
No, and I agree with you in principle. I'm not, all jokes aside. It's just that I think when a trade is done like this, especially with Vic Fangio running a defense, and he's shown time and time, like, if I don't fuck with you, you'll be a healthy scratch. Like, he's just, and Bennett hasn't been a healthy scratch. He's been hurt. But like, the obvious thing for me was like, hey, Bennett's coming back. So is Adoree, right? Adoree was in concussion protocol. He's going to be back. Adoree will be back. And so will Bennett. And then you go get an inside guy. I unless he just wants another body. But to me, it's like, to me, having another body doesn't make sense, because it's like you already have Adoree and Keeley, and then like this guy doesn't play outside. Like, now we're just filling the room with I just feel like unnecessary pieces.
But I think if you look at that corner at that corner position last year, you saw a lot of bodies there that can just
Yeah.
flipping in and out. Like, you seen Isaiah Rogers there. I mean, Keely was
Yeah.
there. There was a lot of people. Maddox was there. Like, you've seen options there, and honestly, we needed that. Like, there was a lot of times where Slade went down. There was a lot of times where Q went down, and you had another option out there. So, like, I
Yeah.
do think that maybe not just a body, but I just don't think that he's just gonna come in here and take that spot. That's just me
Yeah.
personally. I don't know.
Yeah, and we'll see at the end of the day. It's going to be interesting. But with Nolan coming back and Brandon Graham coming back, I'm not expecting too much from Brandon Graham. I think he's a good locker room guy. I also think I think he may bring back some pass rushing, like just a little bit, but at least some experience. He's a good run defender. Aziz is coming back. I also think like there is something to like if you just have a good pass rush, the secondary will look better as well. I mean, like our pass rush kind of stinks. So I think with Nolan Smith coming back, I think with Brandon Graham coming back, just rush the passer better, bro. Just rush it better, and your secondary will be better. Like it's just my,
Can I
my
ask
thought.
you a
I'm not
question?
gonna lie.
Can I ask you a question? How and I'm just asking the question.
Yeah.
How much say does Vic have in this room?
Oh, I think he has all the say.
You think?
I think I think when you go spend,
Vic was there and said, "Yo, I want Carter on this team."
Look, I don't know. I don't know if he did that, but
Because
what I do know is,
well, my point is to that is
Yeah.
like he was just saying he didn't want to move Cooper outside,
right.
and
No,
that's where we at right now.
And the thing is that, and you're asking me how much control he has in the room. When Howie goes and signs Azeez Ojulari for 1 year, $5 million, that's not a little bit of money. And then he's a healthy scratch because he can't stop the run or he just doesn't fit Vic's defense or whatever. Bro, like he has a lot of control. When you go give Bryce Huff
Get the fuck out there.
15, 16, $17 million, whatever that 17 mil, and it's just like, oh well, bro, it's just not working, done. And he's killing him all off season. When Vic tells you I don't really like Adoree in the off season, like he has a lot of control. So it doesn't would it surprise me right now if how we went and signed a traded for a corner without asking Vic? No, that wouldn't surprise me because Howie has enough staying to do whatever he wants to do. But it wouldn't surprise me too if he doesn't play him, or if he does. You know what I'm saying? Like I think Vic, you get what I'm saying? Like I think Vic has proven.
Don't think this was a Vic move. I think this was a Howie saying, "Hey, like, look, man, this is a good opportunity for us."
Yeah.
And I don't know if Vic likes it or not. I can't tell you that because it's confusing. But like you said, I do think he's gonna just be like, "Yo, I ain't playing."
He's gonna do whatever he wants to do. He's done it all off season. He's done it every off season. He's been here. Every season he's been here. He's got to pick and choose who he wants to play or who he doesn't want to play. And he's done it no matter how much money you spent. So,
and I do think like, and not to harp on it more and more and more, but this I think Carter got what, like last year he got paid $30 million for 3 years. Well, that's like
3 years, 30 million. Yeah, but you know what? Like
he did the
with Joe Douglas
mil,
here. No, but with Joe Douglas here now, right, helping out, like that's what Adam Schefter reported today. It makes sense why we go and get somebody like Michael Carter, Joe Douglas helping the front office, and bringing in one of his guys.
I get it.
Go ahead. Sorry,
but my point is, 30 million, 3 years. That's 10 a pop. Isaiah got like 8.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, just you should. And I'll be honest with you, and that's a good point because like that's something that surprised me the most was the amount of years, the amount of money, the 3 years, 30 mil that he signed. Because I didn't think Howie would pay. It's not pay because he didn't pay, but I didn't think Howie would make a move with someone with a salary like that. I really did think he would get like a 1 year guy with like 7 mil left on his deal or 6 mil, like to not put too much on the cap or to not just spend bread. But like for him to go out there and do that kind of surprised me a little bit too. I don't know the cap implications. I don't know if
Ian reported that he wanted to get traded so bad he took the $5 million injury thing off his contract.
Yeah. Oh wow.
To get traded. So he did take $5 million off that contract just to get traded. So I think that's big too. But I mean, who wouldn't want to leave the Jets?
Right. I don't know, man. I could see facts. And like I could see him actually playing. I don't know.
No,
man.
and that's not me. Yeah, that's not me saying I don't think he's gonna be good or not. And I don't want to just call him a camp body because I mean, I mean, we've seen it with
Yeah. He has talent.
with
He had
Bond
an
and
off
everybody
season and
else. Like,
shit, but
yeah,
yeah,
and he's played well at some point.
yeah,
I think with Robert, he played good. Salah or whatever, he
yeah.
played great. So we'll see,
Yeah,
man.
yeah. Hopefully, Vic finds something there. Hopefully they didn't do the trade without speaking to Vic. Most importantly, but
All right. So wait. Before we get off this,
yeah.
against Green Bay, who's your starter?
Um,
What you calling?
the biggest problem is that it's only 2 weeks, right? So like, um, I'll put it like this: he's gonna be out on the field.
Okay.
I can't tell you how much because I think it'll be unfair for me to say he's got like 13 days to figure out everything and then start, and play well. So I I I'll put it like this: like you're gonna notice him on the field, like you'll see him.
And that's my biggest point. And I don't want to keep saying,
Yeah,
but that's my biggest point about Bennett, that he knows the system is gonna look how long it took Tank Bigsby to get acclimated to the offense.
yeah,
Like that was like week 4 or 5. I think we traded for him week 2
yeah. Week 2, yeah,
or week 2 or week 3, and
yeah.
he's a running back.
Might have been week 1 to be honest with you, but
And
yeah,
we last week was the last time we gave him
yeah,
a few shares, and that's a running back. We talking about a
yeah,
cornerback. I mean, I do think it takes time, but and that's why I think they give it to Bennett, where it's like, yo, bro,
yeah.
yeah, you're gonna lose it, you're gonna lose it. But here
Yep.
we are, man.
Yeah. Nonetheless, Howie season continues though.
Yeah.
If there is another move, it's probably within the next couple of days, tomorrow, whatever, and then after that, I think we're done. I don't think we make another major move. I think we all want D-line help, but I do think they're like in their mind they're saying, Hunt is about to kick up. Nolan Smith is coming back. Brandon Graham's coming back. Just give us some time. How much that work? The truth is, if Nolan Smith is just plays like the Nolan Smith we think he can play, then it doesn't. Then we don't need any more DN help. In the sense of making a trade. But Nolan Smith has to perform at that level, bro. Like he has to.
I
So
think a bit of it also is my fear is that I don't want them not to make a move on the defensive line because of the production we've been getting for the last, like you say, Hunt's getting better. You see these guys
yeah,
kicking up a bit, but we played the Giants and
yeah,
we played the Vikings that were hurt on the O line as well. So I don't want to sit here and say, yeah, I'm happy they taking that step and they beating up on the people they supposed to beat up. But when we start seeing Green Bay, when we start seeing these other teams, we not gonna have that pressure, bro.
well,
I
the
don't
thing is
see
that,
it.
but in their mindset, just to to play devil advocate, in their mindset, they're saying like Hunt is a year to a second year player who took some time and is turning up right now. Like you're seeing the development, right? Like you have to have patience in that. Nolan Smith, we think that like if when he plays, and he hasn't played much this season, but when he plays, he's gonna give us high production because we've seen every year he's gotten better. We know that if Jalen Carter's on the field, he's a difference maker. We know that Jordan Davis has played better, and we think that Brandon Graham coming in and getting those guys together, we'll see that production again. It it's a good
Yeah.
argument. Like,
No,
do I
but
believe it?
like
I don't I don't know,
let's
but
be
it's a solid argument.
it is an argument, but
Yeah,
let's be for real. What was the two things that we focused on every year? Not only just last year when we went to the Super Bowl, when we lost the Super Bowl in 2022, we focused on D line and O line. And let me tell you something. When you had Timmy and you had Fletcher and you had a rotation there, that was huge. That was big, bro. Like that
yeah,
was really big. We focused on D line. There's not a rotation there. There's no rotation there. I don't care
yeah,
what you say about BG. BG's gonna get you 7 snaps, bro. And 4
yeah,
of
yeah,
them might not be good, bro. Like there's no rotation there. There's a lot of young players, a lot of hungry players, but that rotation isn't there, bro. And I'm not
yeah.
saying go get high end DN because obviously the way the league is looking, it's looking expensive, bro. Like you're gonna have to give
No,
up something.
and I think that they're taking last year's route where they're saying like let that D line mesh together, like give it some time and then it'll grow. And I'm gonna be honest with you, I think that's the formula they have. It's a young defensive line. We think Ojomo could be great. Jordan Davis is playing better. Jalen Carter, we know who he is, and etc. Like I think I'm not telling you that's what I believe. I'm just
Yeah.
like in terms of the D line, I'm telling you what I think Howie and them believe and Vic like. No, just give it some time. Like you saw it the last 2 games, and go from there, or the last game at least.
We're gonna see.
Yeah, but we'll see. Like you can't.
I think there's a lot of more misses on that line than there is just like.
Yeah,
it's a lot of more.
But
misses.
we'll see. I mean, like it's gonna show itself. The truth is gonna come out. Like we'll see it. But anyways, that being said, Howie season continues. Hopefully he stuns us, and tomorrow we come in and we're like fucking going crazy. That being said, I appreciate you guys tuning in. Make sure you like, subscribe, do all the good things you got to help us grow. I'm Will. That's Al. And till next time, guys. See you then.
Yo, what up? It's Peter Rosenberg, Hot 97, ESPN, WWE, all that. I'm here. All things sports. The Sports Sibs. You know what time it is.